Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeesh. Give me just a sec, ladies and gents. Yeesh. Yeesh, 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 yeesh. 1 second, ladies and gents. 1 second. All right. How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day.
Yes.
Yeesh. And by the way, y'all see it? Y'all see what's on the screen here? Do you see it?
Ooh, how pretty.
Yeah. We got our little
baby,
news,
from the
baby.
disco.
Y'all see it? Yeah, you see it. You
Yeah,
see
boy.
it.
You'll see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. And the scanner from the disco.
Oh yeah, we got the scanner going on over
we
here.
got the magic going on.
Oh yeah, the magic. It's
Real
magical.
disco.
It's magical.
Real
Take a look at
disco,
that.
folks.
Look at that. Look at that.
Look at how pretty it look.
All right, we got the scanner over here, the news over here. We got the little
None of these little cheap
Stunk.
outfits type of thing, you know?
none of these
Nah,
little
not
cheap
quality.
outfits. We got
Yo,
quality, and this is
yo,
just
yo.
still a piece. It's not even the full sauce. You know what I mean? It's a little piece. It's
We're
just a
showing
simple ingredient.
The link's in the description to join the Discord, folks.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Give me 1 second. We're just getting ourselves all set up here. But yeah. Say hello to the people, DBO moms.
Hello to the people.
Hello to the people. Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, hello, coach. Yes.
Hello.
Yeesh. Yeesh. So that's what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. We are just chilling here right now. Chilling like a bunch of villains. Yeah, you know how we do. You know how we do. You know how we do. How are you guys doing, man? How's everybody's day going? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Jay-Z, by the way, just hit 208%. 208%. We called Jay-Z earlier. We did. Yes. Yes, we did. We called it earlier. All right. Alrighty. Hit a nice high of 370%. Yeah. And yeah, we called Jay-Z earlier.
That was a runner from yesterday. You've been
Yeah.
calling that since yesterday.
Yeah, we called Jay-Z yesterday. We called it this morning at 6:08 a.m. Hit a high of 370%.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
you
yeah.
go.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Mama Money's visiting. Oh boy.
Yes.
Mama Money.
Mama money.
By the way, don't buy this.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Mama Money calling
Mama
out the
Money.
rules,
Yes.
laying out the groundwork.
Yes. Yes, she is. Yes. World 2050 says Yash. Yash.
That's
Yash.
One of our favorite words. Yas.
Well, we say yesh, but
Yesh.
yash.
Whatever.
I don't know what.
It's like that.
It's close enough. Yesh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we got 2 baggers already.
So we
2
got
baggers.
two.
We got two baggers.
Uh-huh.
2 baggers. By the way, DBO Moms,
Yeah.
tell them it's a bagger. Tell them it's a bagger. You gotta say it.
We're going to put that
Yeah,
in there.
it's a bagger. Yeah, it's a bagger, man. It's a bagger. Second bagger. Yesh.
Yeah.
We called Jay-Z earlier this morning at 6:08 a.m. back when it was 42%, and it shot up to a nice 370%. So that's what we got going on there, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we got going on. All right,
Gentlemen,
ladies and gentlemen, let's get a share party
Let's
going.
get ready to rumble.
Yeesh.
Get
Yeah.
ready to rumble, doubles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everybody, get ready. Stay calm. We got the next parabolic runner cooking.
Yeesh.
Yeesh.
Marinating.
Marinate. It's
Just
got
a
to
matter of
marinate.
time. Patience.
Yeah, patience.
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 It's got to
Yeah.
marinate.
Has to marinate.
Marination.
Marination. Yeah.
We got
You letting it marinate. Oh, hold on a second. But yeah, we are getting ourselves all nice and set up here. We're doing our thing. We're doing our thing right now, ladies and gentlemen. So what did you guys get to do yesterday? I know what I got to do. I got to have So delicious pork with a little bit of rice and beans, man. It was great.
Yeah, that was some good
Got to
stuff.
chill, do that, man. I got to go out, get some fresh air. You know what I mean? Got some good stuff going on. Alright, and yeah, that's what we got going on. That's what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah. We're just chilling. We're doing our thing. That's it. Alright. 1 second. Alrighty. Yeesh. So we're just doing our thing over here. Oh. So we got a bunch of news. We got a bunch of scanners. We got our chart over here with our RSI. You know how we do. Yeah. Yeah. Got our 370% runner. DGLY with a 102% run. We called all that. What can I say? What can I say besides we are just made different? Just made different. You know that song, What Can I Say Except You're Welcome? Yeah. There you go.
Gotta see if they know that reference. I don't know.
Of course they know that reference.
Everybody knows.
Who doesn't know that reference? Who? If you don't watch the Disney movies, the good ones, yeah, because some of them are okay, some of them are good, some of them are bad. I think Moana was pretty good. Moana was pretty good, man. I think so. It was pretty good. At least in my opinion. Hey, it was pretty good. So let me see here. Let me get myself all good and ready to go. Boom.
If you got questions, put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
Just put it in the chat.
What's happening?
Tap, tap.
Yeah.
Tap, tap, tap.
Put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
Alright, let's see here. Getting ourselves all good to go. Yeah.
I like the display, Doubles.
Yeah, you like it?
I like it.
I like it.
I like it.
You see, I
Look
like
how
it.
beautiful the scanner look. It look very beautiful.
Look. Very nice.
The news are very nice.
Very nice.
The news, huh?
Oh yeah, the nose are very nice. Very nice.
Looking good.
How much? Yeah. Alright. Getting ourselves. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Alright. Yeah, so we're getting ourselves set up.
Is good.
Yes.
Coffee's good, though.
Coffee. The
coffee's
coffee.
good.
It's
Nice
the coffee.
Are you
The
sharing,
coffee.
Doubles? Are you sharing?
Yes, I am. I'm
Is
sharing all
everybody
over the
getting
place.
excited?
Yes.
Come on now. Get
Yes.
excited.
Yes. Alrighty.
Checking out the scanners. We're
Mhm.
checking out the news. We're
Mhm.
checking everything out.
Let's see here. Yep. Boom. Get that set up. Alright. Got a lot of things over here. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Alright. Alright. Get this over here. Bop. And then get this over here. Getting ourselves set up. Oh yeah. Boom. Beautiful. There we go. Looking schmexy. Alright. Let's get ourselves up over here. And we're just doing our thing, ladies and
A
gentlemen.
little ticker HOFV popping up.
Nice.
HOFV.
Nice, HOFV.
HOFV.
Let's see what's going on with that.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
yeah, we'll do that.
HOFV.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Pop and drop. Forget
Eh.
about
Ow.
Eh.
Forget
Forget about it.
Ow.
Papa drop.
Forget about it. Forget about it. Yeesh. Alright. Alrighty. Getting ourselves all set up and ready to go. You know what I mean? Oh. What happened?
That's good.
Oh. She's trying to steal my paper.
No, I tried
DBL Moms is trying to steal my paper. Stealing!
Go on, I make sure that
She
the
couldn't.
stuff is updated.
She couldn't get enough from the lo mein, huh? You had to go for my paper too. Wow. I swear, man. I swear. What? She's trying to steal the paper, man. It's crazy. Wow. Gotta go for the paper too? Jeez. Can't have nothing. Can't have nothing. Alright, hold on one second. We're getting ourselves all set up over here.
Set up over here.
Alright. Do. Alright. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So we got to chill out yesterday. We got to do our thing yesterday. We were hanging around, spending time. You know, got to have that. Got to have some delicious pork with some rice and beans, man. Especially when I used my little strategy to wash the rice, man. Everybody, like, you know, they're like, oh my god, it takes so long to wash the rice. I'm like, dude, it's worth it.
It's worth it.
When you utilize that
good.
technique, oh
It was perfect
yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Hold on one sec.
Tell them how you do it.
I wash it 10 times. You wash it like 10 times, and you have to make sure the water is never foggy. Alright, because if the water's still foggy, that means there's a lot of starch in there. So you gotta wash it off 10 times.
And it doesn't come out sticky. Because the starch, a lot of it is coming out.
Yeah.
So it comes out perfect.
Well, no, it could be sticky. It's just a matter of like if you want to make it sticky, you have to wash the starch out of it, like I do. Then you add rice wine to it.
Yes. Ooh.
That's how you make sushi rice.
That's sushi
You
rice.
have to press it together.
Yes.
But yeah,
Sushi rice.
then you got to like fan it off a little bit as well, so that the rice wine becomes a bit stickier and just like sticks them together. So that way it has both texture and it has that stickiness aspect without it feeling like absolute mush. You don't want that. You don't want the mush. You know what I mean? You don't want the mush.
Right.
You don't want the mush, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want the mush. No mushy. All right. Alright, let's share on the dreaded Facebook. Oh God. It's a Facebook. A Facebook. Alright. Yeah. We're doing our little thing over here.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Alright. Let's see here.
We here. We live.
Yes, we
In
are.
person.
Live and in living color. Give me 1 sec. There we go.
And what colors too? I mean, do you believe the colors on this year's screen? Beautiful colors.
Yes, beautiful
It
colors.
looks mighty good, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do say so myself as well.
I just want to mention I picked the colors.
Oh yeah.
I did pick the colors now.
Yes,
I will
you
take
did.
credit for that.
He picked
I will take the credit.
Sure.
Yeah.
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 If I didn't pick the colors, I'd take the credit.
Sure.
I
Wow.
did pick the colors. I did.
You
I
did. You did pick the colors. I remember that. When we were
Colors
making
look sharp.
when we were customizing these scanners, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, they are custom made.
Custom made.
Custom
scanners,
made
folks.
scanners
Members, baby.
for the Discord.
Any
Yes,
members.
sir.
So click that link, ladies and
Uh-huh.
gentlemen.
Click that link. All right, let's see. All right, let's get ourselves set up here
Are
and
we ready to go?
almost. Let's get the
A quiet morning, but it don't matter.
Yeah, it's
There's always
fine.
a parabolic runner.
Always a parabolic runner around the corner. Yes, sir.
ASST yesterday was a big banger, and this morning it kind of popped
Oh,
off.
yeah.
Kind of popped
A
off.
little bit.
Little bit.
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
Finally.
Go, let's go. Get 'em.
All right, let's get it.
It's a pair.
Yeah. But okay.
Breathe in and
I know how to breathe. I've been doing it for like 24 years. Anyway. What's up, guys? It's Double Nicks, and welcome to another episode of Microcap Mornings. I am your host with the most. They call me DBL Nicks in the house,
Yeesh.
aka the Rainmaker, and I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist herself. She likes to you swing around her bushy tail and the tall weeds and the high trees and the low seas, hitting them high knees. Sometimes she likes cups of coffee. Sometimes she likes to watch puppies and kitties, take some RBs. Maybe sometimes she likes to steal my foodie, you know.
Oh, please.
My hot pockets. We call her Divya Bombs.
Hey!
Yeesh. So we got that going on, ladies and gentlemen. We got that going on. But, yeah, that's what we got going on. Say hello to the people, DBL Moms.
Hello to the people.
All right. Yeah, let's get ourselves started. All right, first things first.
That party
Before we begin, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share. Because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And, of course, if you want access to our private Discord, which has these lovely scanners over here, as well as this lovely news feed over meow, the link to...
Constantly calling bangers, Double.
Oh, yeah, and constantly calling bagger after bagger after bagger.
Rico.
Yeah. All right? Constantly calling the baggers. Always duplicated, never replicated, whatever the saying is. All right? So that's what we got going on. All right? Because they can't do it like us. Can't nobody do it like us.
Ain't nobody do it like that.
No.
No.
Nope. So, yeah. If you want access to all this good stuff, all these beautiful things, I mean, you see the news just, just moving. You see that news feed just going up and down and all sorts of types of crazy. I love it, right? And you see
And
the
beautiful
beautiful scanner right here
Beautiful.
with the percentage, the time in which it's going up and down, the stonk, the price, the volume, the float, etc. You got all that at the tip of your fingers. All you got to do is click that link in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different, ladies and gentlemen. And the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And of course, with it, you get yourself not just these beautiful scanners. You don't just get this beautiful news feed. You also get your hands on our constant calling of the picks. You get hands on our beautiful real-time alerts and scanners, our real-time alerts especially, which means that we basically call a bunch of stuff, and most of the time, and it runs. That's basically what happens. Like we called Jay-Z at 6:08 a.m. back when it was 42%, and it went up a nice high of 370%. I'm just saying, made different.
We're now that sucker 6:08 a.m.
And then we called DGLY, which went up a nice 102%, and we called that all on our real-time alerts. So yeah, that's what we got going on, baby. That is what we got going on, and of course we have our course with over 400 videos that we have accumulated over the years of being in the market. Yes, sir. All of our knowledge, on how we trade and what works best for us. All that beautiful stuff in one place, ladies and gentlemen. So be sure to get it. Be sure to get it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
Be sure to
sir.
get it because it's pretty.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Let's check out Jay-Z real quick. Let's check it out.
Jay-Z
All right,
real
right now
quick.
Jay-Z moved back down off of that 370% run, right? But it did have a nice run. It was a nice run. It was a nice one. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get the graffiti pencil activated over here. Had a nice run over Mia. All right. All right. Actually, let me get this graffiti pencil over Mia because it does like little paths and stuff. Yeah. All right. And boom. Got ourselves doing that right there. Hit a bit of a pennant over here. So that's what Jay-Z is doing right now. Had a nice high at 370%. Went back down a little bit. Started to do a little bit of consolidation, which it happens. It was a bit overbought in the RSI over here. Not overbought or oversold right now. The float is 7.22 million. Volume is 11.72 million. No news on the stock as of yet. Last bit of news was on April 30th, 2025, and that was for insider buying. But that was on April 30th. So, and that was a while ago. So, what we're doing here is the float for the stock, 7.22 million. Volume is 11.74 million, and it's creeping up slowly, right? A little despacito, right? And let's get the, what we'll do? We'll get this line over Mia. Hold on one second. Let's get the line over Mia. All right. Bop. And then bop right there. Beautiful. All right. Let's zoom in the room. Okay. All righty. There we go. Beautiful. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see here, hold on. Bop, right there. Okay. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this stonk has a nice high, had a nice high of $3.63. Right? Had a bit of a low at 56 cents. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, it did have a nice move. It did have a nice move over here. So it's got some support and resistance lines over here. You got some support at the 78-cent mark over here. Some more support. Actually, excuse me, the $1.22 mark over here. The more support at 173. More support at 210, 246, and then 290. So, yeah, that's what you got going on so far. That is what you got going on so far. And, of course, the 363 mark over here. So, right now, what it has to do, it has to break through that 173 mark over here, hold the 122 mark over here. In order for it to be schmexy to me, it has to break through that, then break through 210, 246, 290, and then 363 over here, ladies and gentlemen, for it to continue to be schmexy to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But right now, Jay-Z doesn't have any new info, and it is a China stock. It is a China stock.
Yep.
So we had a feeling it was going to go boom, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
So if you know what those sounds are. You know what those sounds mean.
Flat.
Yep. Here we go. So it's a China stock. It does what it do. Yes. Yes. All right. So yeah, that's what we got going on. That's what we got going on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and by the way, yeah, and so it went from 56 cents to $3 hairs and 63 cents. So yeah, that's what we got going on. That is what we got going on.
Yes.
So let's check out another stonk while we're here, because right now this one has to break the pennant in order for it to continue to be schmexy to me.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Has to continue to be schmexy to me. All right. Not NVAX, because that one has a very high float.
Yes,
Not
it
interested in
does.
that one.
It does.
Not too interesting.
Yes,
Let's try
gosh.
it. Let's check out another stonk. Let's see what we got here. Hold on. Let's see. How about STI? STI seems to be moving a little bit.
STI.
Yeah, STI. All right, STI. Let's zoom out a little bit over here. All right. Let's make this a bit smaller. Yes. Yeah, sure doesn't be crazy. Yeah. There we go. All right, so STI had a nice bit of movement over here. So what we got going on is we had a bit of an A to B. Oh, excuse me. All right, let me get rid of this. You don't need this. Boom. All right, like I said, A to B, B to C, C to D, a little bit. All right, and then had a bit of a descending wedge over here. Proceeded to curl its way up a little bit. Right. Hold on. Had a bit of a curl upward, and then all of a sudden made a bit of a pennant, and it looks like it's trying to break that pennant right now. Little bit. Looks like it's trying to break that pennant just a little bit. So we'll see what happens. Right now, it is not above the VWAP. It does have some news that Solidon, which is the name of the company, is out to transform the entire lithium battery industry. So that it's an article that's basically what it says. It's basically it's a fluff article.
Yeah,
really.
It's like
The float for this stonk is 39 million, which is pretty high. Volume, however, is higher at 125.97 million. So that's what you got going on there.
Yep.
All right. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we pick a lot of baggers a lot of times. We are just made different. And the early bird gets the cash. We call DGLY, which went up a nice 102%. NJZ prior to its run up 370%. And of course, we called ZKIN 61%. STI, which went up a nice 86%. ASST 64%. And then we called DEUS, Deus.
Victor.
DEVS. That's not. That looks like a U. DEVS 30% and PRFX 26%.
Yes.
DBL moms, I cannot understand the chicken scratch.
Did you get ASST right?
Yeah, we did already. Yeah, ASST was 64. All right, so STI had a nice run. It did have a nice run. Let's see how. Right now, STI is currently up 49%. It did have a nice run, up 86%. So let's get some more graffiti pencil out here. Let's see. Okay, so right now, I'd say if anything, let's get the. There we go. Hey, DBL moms, can you actually grab my water? It should be.
Right down there.
Where?
Down.
What the?
Down here.
Why did you put it down there?
Because I could put it on the desk.
Yes, you can.
No kidding.
Uh-huh.
It would have gotten in the way. There's not too much room there. So. And the little bomb watch is going off.
The little bomb watch.
The little bomb watch is going off. Beep, 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 beep.
It's not a it's a watch.
Freaks me out.
It's a watch. It's a watch. What do you want from my life? It's a watch. What are you gonna do? She's bullying my watch, man.
The bomb in a bucket choke.
Oh, God.
I mean, damn.
Hey. She's making fun of my watch, man.
Early morning, you hear beep, 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 beep. What the heck?
Well, hey, it does that, man.
No.
It's an alarm.
Do something else.
No. My watch does what my watch does. You don't like my watch?
I like the watch. It's just, you know.
She bullies my watch. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so far with STI, let's get this over here. Let's get this over now. Bop, right there. All right. Let's see this. Boom. And boom over here. All right, in that order. A lot of boomage. All right. So, you know, we bring the boom. Oh, if you know, you know. All right. So, they got the 11-cent support line over here. You got support at 13 cents, 14 cents, 15 cents, 16 cents, and 18 cents over here is the resistance. So you got some resistance at 15 cents, 16 cents, and 18 cents. So what these guys are gonna want to do over here, they're gonna wanna curl. They're gonna want to curl. You know what I mean? They're gonna want to curl. All right. So far, it does have a bit of a double top over here. All right, a little bit of a double top over here. We don't like that. We like double bottoms, ladies and gentlemen. We like the double bottoms. We like the double bottoms. All right. All right. I mean, right now, this stunk looks like it could potentially maybe try curling. All right, it does have a bit of a bottom tail over here, but it's a bottom tail red. I don't like that, and it's messing with the support line at 14 cents. Not liking that too much, but basically what it would have to do for it to remain schmexy to me,
Yes.
in my opinion, is it would have to break through 15, break through 16, and then break through 18 cents in order for it to continue to be schmexy to me. But otherwise, it's not interesting, not schmexy. It's just meh. You know what I mean? It's just meh. It's meh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what we got going on there. That is what we got going on there. I mean, Jay-Z, in my opinion, it is trying to test the VWAP. It is testing the VWAP. It's trying to break through it. All right. But in order for Jay-Z to be somewhat schmexy to me, no, not the rapper, I mean the stonk, Jay-Z would have to break through 173, 210, 246, 290, and then, of course, the 363 mark over meow for it to be somewhat schmexy to me. But otherwise, it's you know what I mean. You know what I mean. All right, let's check out ZKIN. 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 Yep, ZKIN has a float of 5 million. Volume is 22 million. So that's what they got going on. ZKIN has some good float and volume. All right. And of course, they don't have any news, however. They don't have any news. All right, but ZKIN is also a China stock. So I don't like you know how I am with the China stocks. I don't trust the China stocks most of the time. All right. Like they'll run, they will run, but you know then they'll go Kaputski afterwards. So you know it's one of those things where if I do touch it, it's like an in and out like the Marines. You know what I mean? That's just me, right?
Yeah.
You know it's like an in and out of the like the Marine Corps. You know what I mean? You gotta be in and out, in and out. That's it. All right. So let me get the trend lines up in here. Oh, hold on. Excuse me.
Trend lines.
Oh, hold on. Let's get this. Bring this over here. Alright, there we go. Bring this down here. Bop. And there we have it. Alright, so let me actually make these a bit. There we go. There we go. Make it nice. Alright, so for this one, you got absolute support at the $1.40 mark. 150 being another support line, 158 being another support line, 163 being a resistance line, 169 being another resistance line, 175 is another resistance line, and then 186 is another resistance line. And basically what you got going on here, bop, right in there, all right, you got a trend upward over here, a little bit of a choppy one, but it's okay, that's fine, all right. Then what you got going on is a big ol', got a big ol' descending wedge pennant over, actually, you got a pennant over here, basically. All right, and it looks like it's trying to curl. Looks like it's trying to curl up, but the thing is, it's getting some resistance here at the resistance line at 163. It looks like it's trying to test that resistance line, and the VWAP is a bit higher than that. The VWAP is a bit higher than that, but ZKIN is a China stock. No news. 5 million float. 22 million volume, so the volume is pretty good on this stock. The float is reasonable, it is a reasonable float, and it looks like it's trying to move up some more. Right now, it looks like it just broke through the trend line. It broke through the resistance over here at 163, and now looks to be trying to test 169. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this one. But right now, we gotta see. We gotta see because it looks like it's trying to curl. It looks like it's trying to curl, nice. All right. 169 is the next resistance point that would have to break through. Then it could break through 175 and then 186. And if it does that, it's schmexy. Very, very schmexy.
Nice.
All right? But again, I wouldn't trust it too much because it is a China stock. And China stocks, you know how they do, ladies and gentlemen. You know how they do. You know how they do. You know how they do. They tend to be mean. Right? They tend to go in, then they go out, and it's like, man. You know what I mean? So that's what we got going on. That is what we got going on. Hold on 1 second. Boop. Bonk. Goodbye. All right. So, yeah. I mean, let's see what else we got here. Hold on 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hold on 1 second. There we go. What? Oh, GPUS? All right. GPUS. Jeepers. Oh, Jeepers, like like the Scooby Doo.
Oh yeah.
Scooby Doo.
Oh, well, hey, Jeepers.
Yeah.
Hello.
So Jeepers right now is moving up. It is moving up.
Oh, yes, it
Wasn't
is.
Jeepers moving up yesterday as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure.
STI moving doubles.
STI is moving as well. Okay, STI. Look what STI is doing. Hold on. So you got Jeepers and then you got STI. Let's check out STI. See what STI is doing. STI. Of course, when I turn my back, STI decides to test the new resistance point over here while I'm not looking. Of course, STI does that because you turn your head a couple seconds and then STI decides. You know what I mean? But yeah, STI currently is on. Let me get it right there. Boom. And then this right over. Yeah. Pop. All right. So STI currently is trying to test that 15-cent resistance over here. Then it would have to, and if it breaks through, it would have to break through that 16-cent and then 18-cent. So it's a couple cents away from being interesante. You know what I mean? A little interesante. But right now, STI has this fluff article that they're out to transform the lithium-ion battery industry. So I mean, unless they come out with something even stronger, because that's like okay news. That's okay news, right? But it's not the news. It's not the news. But it is pretty good in that sense that it is moving nicely. It just broke through the 15-cent resistance point. Has to break through 16 now for it to continue. It has to hold the 15-cent, break through 16-cent for it to be good and interesante to me. But right now, it has to break through. It's still struggling a little bit to break through the 15-cent line. It just fell below it again, so it's going to take a little bit. So let's check out GPUS in the meantime. GPUS, because GPUS is still moving, still rocking and rolling, still doing that. Yes, watch. What is it? What? Oh, it does the beep beep every time. It's like an hour, so every hour it does that. Yeah, every hour. That's how I know an hour has elapsed, man. Right? And of course, ladies and gentlemen, GPUS is a bit overbought on the RSI. That's fine. It is what it is. It's fine. It's fine. Right? I don't mind that at all. I love that. All right. Up. GPUS looks like it's up. It looks like it's going back down again because it's a bit overbought. It is a bit overbought. So it's trying to respect that. And now it's like kind of trying to break through there. So it could be doing a potential descending wedge, or could be just going down because it has to obey the rules of the RSI, so because it do that sometimes. It do be like that sometimes. All right, WGRX. Let's check out WGRX. WGRX in the meantime, bop right there. All right, and let's see what WGRX is up to. WGRX has an 11.75 million float. Volume is 121,000. So the volume is lower than the float. So, not loving that one too much in terms of that. They do have some news, though, that Wellgistics Health, which is the name of the company, secures a $50 million credit facility and launched XRP-powered payment initiative. So that's pretty cool. And for those of you who don't know what XRP is, I'm pretty sure that's a cryptocurrency. So yeah, they got that going on. And then they have a notice of effectiveness that came out as well. So they secured a $50 million credit facility, $50 million, and launched XRP-powered payment initiatives. So you got that going on, baby. Yeah. Again, the volume is pretty low, though. So, and it is a bit overbought in the RSI. So it's got that going on. And it is below the VWAP. So, not loving that. Not loving that. Not too schmexy to me. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. What else? Put 'em. All right.
Let me see.
Yeah. The 5 of these. Let's see here. Let's check out Jeepers again. Let's see what they're doing. Jeepers. Okay, no. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. You know that meme? For Marvel's Black Panther where they it's just the picture of I forget what his name is. Prince. I think his name was Ohala or something like that. I don't remember I don't remember Black Panther's name, but basically the prince who becomes Black Panther, he looks at the guy and goes, "We don't do that here." That's a meme. We don't do that here. That's a meme. Yes. Yeah. So basically, when someone has a misconception about like a tradition, or when they have a misconception about, say, for example, a a thought process, or like something that would be considered either tradition or just a custom, and it's not actually a custom or tradition. There's like a little meme of that of the prince just going, "We don't do that here. We don't do that here." Just looks at the guy. "We don't do that here. Come on, you'll be all right. No worries." All right. Right now, GPUS is currently trying to obey the RSI, so that's what it's going to be doing. Did have a nice run though. Had a nice run. Let me get the graffiti pencil over here to keep an eye on this stunk right here. Okay. Bop right there. Boom. All right. All right. So, as far as this stunk goes, right now.
WGRX doubles. Check it out.
Okay, cool.
I don't know.
All right.
Maybe.
So currently with GPUS, they have the $6.15 support line over here. Another support at $6.49, $6.75, $6.93, $7.12, $7.35, and then $7.71. Those are the resistance lines over there. Right now, the stonk has to hold at $7.12, has to break through $7.35, and then needs to proceed to break through $7.31 or $7.71 for it to continue to be schmexy to me. Now let's check out WGRX. Let's see what they got going on. WGRX. All right, WGRX just had a massive price spike. Let's see what they got going on. WGRX had, it's the one with 11.75 million float. So the float is a little bit high. The volume is 1.31 million, so not a lot of volume there. However, they, again, like I said before, they secured a $50 million credit facility and launched an XRP-powered payment initiative. So this just had a major price spike just now. I'm going to take this, bop, right here, right? Just had a massive price spike to $8, and currently it's doing its thing right now. Yeah. All right. Yeah, just doing his thing right now. Yeah, of course. Right? So, currently with this stock, it doesn't have much volume. So, that's my issue with it. It doesn't have much volume. It does have some news. It has good news, but the float's a little bit high and the volume's a little bit low. Or a lot of bit low, actually. So, yeah, it would need some volume for it to actually be full-blown schmexy to me. Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Know what I mean? Yeah. Hold on. 1 second. Yes, sir. Alright, there we go. But yeah, that is basically what you got going on for this stock over here. WGRX would need to get some more movement. It is, however, up 95%, which is good. I like that, but again, needs more volume. I like the WGRX is up 95%, but it do need volume. It does need volume for it to be schmexy to me. All right, it does need volume. All right, that's the only thing. Actually, it says here, float is 27 million, and the volume is 2 million. Oh. So, yeah, right now, we'll see what happens with it. If it does, hey, I mean, we did call it earlier. But that the only thing is that one little issue there, which is that it needs to have more volume. Yes. Needs more volume for it to be schmexy to me. All right. Let me get the graffiti pencil actually over here. Bop. Let's see. Let's go back to here. And then Go over. Nya. Nyash. Nyash. Nya. Nya. See? Nya. All right. So, currently, WGRX has a absolute support line at 414. Broke through the 525 support line, has support at 613, 674, and 735. Has to break through the resistance at 811 and 934 for it to be schmexy to me. For it to continue to be schmexy to me. But right now, not very schmexy to me right now. Wait. Could it be? Nope. Has to break through it. Has to break through 811. It does. It breaks through 811. Or at least it tries to. It's trying to right now. It is trying. It is attempting. There was an attempt. There was an attempt. That's what there was. There was an attempt. There was an attempt, ladies and gentlemen. There was an attempt. I like that. I like the attempt.
There was an attempt.
There was an attempt.
Oh
There was an
goodness.
attempted breakout.
Oh my goodness.
An attempted one. Yes. So WGRX needs to break through that 811 mark and then that 934 mark for it to be so much mexy to me. It needs more volume. Needs more volume. The volume's slowly creeping up though, because the volume just went to a nice 3 million now, right? As opposed to the 27 million float, right? So yeah, so it does have a bit of a high float there, a little bit of a high float, nothing crazy, but it does have a bit of a high float. So it needs to break through that 811 mark. Needs to break through 934 for it to be so much schmexy to me.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, you know, and then, you know, you don't want you don't want that. You don't want the status. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Nah, you don't want that. You don't want that. They don't want none. No, they don't.
You want better than that.
You want better than that.
Better than that.
You want to be better. Better than that, ladies and gentlemen. You want to be better than that.
I'll tell you.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Hold on one second. Boom. Get this here. All right. Beautiful. All righty. Uh-huh. All righty. All right. But yeah, pretty much that's what we got going on, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we got going on. So right now, this stock needs to, it's kind of consolidating a little bit underneath the 811, and it is forming a bit of a double top. Again,
Yeah.
the stock needs volume. It needs more volume. All right, but let's see what goes on with Jeepus, because Jeepus just came in again. Let's see what they're doing. What are you doing, Jeepus? Jeepers Creepers, come on. All right, there we go. Jeepers just went up while I wasn't looking. Look at that. Look at that.
What's that stuff?
Look at that. Just broke through the 771 mark over here. Oh, boy. Okay. Now it has to break through 776. Can it break through that? Can it break through? Can it break through, baby?
Can it?
Because it had a bit of a... Let's get rid of this because this is outdated right here.
Yeah.
Bop, right there. So, it did have a nice run up to Mya. And then had a bit of A to B, B to C, C to D.
Yeah.
Over there. Boom, right there. And it's still going up right now. Still moving up. Still broke through that 776. It's going up to 798. All right, 798. That's new. All right, it hit $8. It smacked that $8 mark over there, like its name was Akon. Smacked that all on the floor. There we go. All right, and now it just broke through that as well. All right, breaking through that 803 mark. Right, breaking right through that. Has to break that 803 mark over there for it to be so much maxi to mirror. Yes, sir. All right. Currently, though, it is trying to hold the $7.58 mark over here and break through 803. All right, and it looks like it's gonna break through 803. There we go. It just broke through 804. There we go. 808, 818 now. Now it's just going nuts. 8. What now? What now? Why? 850. No. It was higher than that. 823.
Huh?
Yeah.
This thing ain't.
It's just all right. Let's move it all the way up here. Fine.
Yeah.
824. All right, there's the new high. There's the new high over there. All right, I'll even give you this over here. Bop, there you go. See, still going.
Wow.
Still going crazy. Still had a little bit of A, B, C, D. You know how it goes.
Yeah,
All right. Now it's gonna try to break through the 824 mark. Giggity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
that's pretty much it for us. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share. Because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. Sharing is caring. And, of course, if you want access to our private Discord and these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful market movers, scanners over here, the news that's over here, right? You want access to all that beautiful stuff. You want access to news and all sorts of cool stuff like that.
All that stuff you see here.
All right? I mean, you get access to our real-time alerts.
Yes.
All right? Where we pick a lot of baggers a lot of times, right? You get access to our scanners. This scanner right here that I'm showing right here. This is just one of the scanners. We have more than one.
Yes,
We do have more than one. All right? And then we also have our news over here, so you can check that out. Not to mention the fact that we also have our courses with over 400, way over 400 videos on how we find and trade stocks, how we use candlestick patterns, how we read key levels, how we do all that cool stuff, and much, much more, ladies and gentlemen. You'll also find some videos, things like that, our indicators, our thought processes, things of that nature. Basically ways that on how we trade, what works best for us. You can find all that beautiful stuff by clicking the link here and joining the More Coaching Money courses. All right, and more. Yes, join us. Yes, join us. Do it. Join the dark side. Join the dark side. Yes, do it. Do it.
It's actually very pretty.
Think it good. Because, all right, link to join us in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment section. So be sure to check that out. We pick a lot of baggers a lot of times, man. We are just made different. And the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you.
Yes, sir.
All right? We called DGLY prior to its 102% run, JZ prior to its 370% run, and ladies and gentlemen, before that, yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, we made quite a few good calls there as well. We called DEVS prior to its 115% run, NTCL prior to that 153% run, NCEW prior to its 217% run, and ASST prior to that 439% run, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, just made different, and the early bird gets the cash, the moolah, the loot, the cashola, the big bucks, I tell you. They get that filet mignon money.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
They get that lobster straight out the bucket of ice money with a Corona. Oh yeah, you can never go wrong with a Corona and some crab legs. You can never go wrong with Corona and crab legs. You know.
No, you don't.
And I'm not talking about the virus. I'm talking about the beer. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. You can never go wrong with that. Never go wrong with that, man. All right. We get that good paella money. You know that good paella money?
Yeah, it's good.
We get the wine fresh out the barrels money. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Actually, you want that age for a while, but I get it.
You don't know about the wine? Of course we know about the. We had it before. Yes.
You want that aged for a while.
That aged wine money.
That's the stuff you want.
That good stuff. Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. And of course, it's your boy DBL Nix in the house, aka the Rainmaker. All right. And I am here with the lovely Serengeti specialist who likes to shake her bushy tail on the tall weeds, the high trees, the low seas, hitting the high knees. Sometimes she likes cups of coffee. Sometimes she likes Arby's with puppies and kitties. Sometimes she likes to get shot out the cannon and she goes wee. Sometimes she likes to steal my lo mein. We call her DBL Moms. Yeah. Yeah, now she's giggling because she knows it's true.
No, I'm giggling because you're putting your fingers in my ribs.
No, I'm not. What fingers in your ribs? What fingers in your
You
ribs?
always tickle.
I do.
Yes.
I do tickle
Yes,
it.
you
That's how she makes the hey noise. It's amazing. It's
On
amazing.
demand.
It's like one of those things, right? It's like a tuning.
feel
It's like tuning a guitar, right?
The squeaky toy.
It's like tuning a guitar. You know, you just gotta hit the hey, 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 hey.
Knock it off.
There you go. You gotta get the right frequency too. It's great. All right.
Wise guy.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you can find us on YouTube, where we do a lot of videos, live streams, and news coverage and stock coverage and all sorts of other cool stuff, as well as shorts, and you'll find even pearls of wisdom with Mama Money. You can find all that on our YouTube at Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money.
You can find us on X.com, aka Twitter, where we do stock analysis, live streaming, and other cool stuff like that. You can find us on X.com, aka Twitter, at Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, where we do some stock coverage and news coverage and stuff like that. You can find us there at Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money. You can find us on Twitch, where we do a lot of live streaming at Coaching Money.
At Coaching Money.
You can find us on TikTok, Tiki-Taki, aka the Tac Tac.
The Tac Tac.
Yep, where we do a lot of shorts and other cool stuff. You can find us there at DBL Nicks.
At DBL Nicks.
At DBLNICKS, and the screen name is Coach Nick Money.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, much love. Hope you guys have a wonderful, fantastic day. Be sure to check out that More Coach Nick Money course, so you can get these scanners, so you can get this news, these courses, all the good stuff that you need.
Yes.
Yeah, all the good stuff you need.
All the good stuff you need.
Mm-hmm. All that good stuff, as well as the real-time alerts and cool stuff like that. Click that link, ladies and gentlemen. It's in the comment section, as well as it's in the pinned comment section, as well as the description. So be sure to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. Check it out. And of course, I hope all your dreams and aspirations come true. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and even better tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. God bless. And yeah, let's just take care of yourselves, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Peace out. Make a lot of money. Be greenable, and we're out of here. Peace.